So, hello and welcome to the next episode of the Self Development with Tactics podcast. And I've been actually recording, or this is now the second recording I take or make, because I'm pretty much into doing more than one upload a day. I think that's a little bit better than just one thing. Two things are better. Thing is, I don't know if I can do this during school because then I don't have that much time, and I do really have to make the Instagram and general social media posts as well, which then would come into this way, and then my sleep gets pretty fucked up. And as you know, and I've been talking about it somewhere in somewhat episode, I actually do have so many episodes now that I do not really know where I've talked about what. And now, because this actually I have to talk about, I now do it like I look at the older episodes I've uploaded, and then I go through the transcribed video, so the video in the words, which means that I just go to YouTube and download my subtitles, and then I actually go through this episode, so the text of the episode and what I've been speaking about, and then I can really decide if there's just something I have to cut out and take it and use it for a social media post, or just do something else with it. Just make a mashup of certain things and upload it on YouTube, and then do it as well on the social media sites. There are actually a lot of ways, and if you're interested in it, just type in on Google Gary Vee content desk, and there should then be a slideshow of how he shows how he produces all these contents and how he uses his content to really get the most out of it, and so on. But actually, a cap would be nice. Do I have one? I actually have one here. Yeah, great. But let's see. We will go ahead with this article, and with part 2, transform yourself for success. And the 25th point is drop out of the ain't it awful club and surround yourself with successful people. This is something I think is contributing a thought of the first part of this article, which I've been talking about in the last episode, where they have talked about responsibility. And if you're just like, ain't it bad that I do not have a job because the president is such a piece of shit? If you are like that, you just take the responsibility and give it somebody else. But this is actually not the right thing to do. I think it's easy, and I understand that it is easy, but it's not right. And you just have a lot of responsibilities for yourself in your life, which means then that you can change these things. And just by positioning yourself, or just giving yourself all the responsibility, you just create for you the room that you actually will change these things, because you understand that you can, and you understand that you have the responsibility for your life and for these certain things, and not somebody else. And actually, surrounding yourself with successful people is indeed pretty difficult, especially if you just now have people around you which are not that difficult, not that successful. But actually, something Gary Vee also has been talking about, and I'm very sorry for just talking about him all the time. I'm talking about these things, but as long as he can give you some kind of value, I'm happy. He was talking about also just being surrounded, or just have to look at with whom you're surrounding yourself. And he says that it is actually difficult, yeah, and if you have these certain people who are just just really toxic for you, and you do not feel well around them, and so on, you should be really restricting the time you're just hanging out with them, just instead of every day, every second day or something. And this will really help you with your things, and maybe it will even help them. Or something I would always consider is to just change their minds. Yes, it is pretty difficult, very fucking difficult to change change somebody's mind. But it's, you could take a try, because you just would make their life so much better. The thing is, I, or maybe you also, might think like, you're making their lives better and so on, but actually they like their life. They like the life how it is right now, and so they like, I don't know, sitting around all day long watching Netflix. They like drinking a lot. They like smoking. They like, and I don't really want to say if you do this that you're just a piece of shit or something. Really not. But if these things, you know, are just aspects of this person which make them toxic for you, then maybe just tell them, or convince them that it is not good what they are doing. Or what I initially wanted to say is that just if they like what they are doing, you can't change them because they like what they are doing. You can't really, if you just hyped about a thought or something, it is pretty hard to really convince somebody of this thought because it's not their thought. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead. The 26th one, acknowledge your positive past. I think that he just means that you shouldn't only be talking about your negative past. You often hear when people just are talking about the past that they actually talk about it in a negative way. So just, my past was so shit, and actually they do not see the good things about it. And so by actually seeing the positive things about it, you, at my point of view, as I now just see it, as I go through it, you just also, change your mind of how you think of your things, or how you think of things in general. Which means, or what I really mean is that you then might be just seeing the positive things a little more than the negative ones, because you're actually focusing on them on the past, and so you will focus on them in the present and so on. But this is just, me doing a little bit theories and so on. The 27th one, keep your eye on the price, which is, I think the price is then the goal. I don't know. Maybe it means like, you shouldn't get too caught up in the process. You should just really have your goal always in sight, in your mind, that you just do not really take actions or make decisions that are not, directed to your goal. Just, make like this and not straight one, if you know what I mean. Clean up your messes and your incompleteness. 29th one is complete the past to embrace the future. And I will say that you should never live in the past, because your past is your past. It may have, made you to the person who are right now, but you can change yourself now. You can't change your past, and your past may have made the person out of you that you are right now, but you can't change it anyways right now, if you want to. And if you change it right now, you will change it for the future as well. And always, you can always do this in the future as well. Tomorrow may be the future, but if it is actually tomorrow, then it's the now, and in the now you can already change yourself again. There is always a chance. Where have I stopped? Face what isn't working. This is actually something I think is important, to really understand that something is not working. And this is actually also something Gary Vee was talking about. No, but yes, actually yes, but in some kind of other way. If and this is something I've really been emphasizing with, and I have really been, I will not say struggling with, but thinking about, which is, let's say you might really want to be a singer. You really want to be a singer. but you sing like shit, you won't be a singer. You know what I mean? Just, being very truthful to yourself about what you are able to do, what you are good at, what you are not good at, especially because often then you might like it and you might really love to do these things, but if you're just shit, yeah, you will work on it. But some people are just made for doing this, and some people are just made for doing that. Some people are just really athletic and coordinated and so on, and so they will be athletes, professional ones. And even though you like, I don't know, playing football, but you're not that good and or that coordinated or not that big and tall and have bad genetics or whatever you have, these may also be excuses, because I actually think that you should always be working on your dreams, but you have to be realistic with yourself. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur or entrepreneur, but it's actually entrepreneur, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Enough just, making theories and whatever. In a coach, transcend your limiting beliefs, which I think is just always just, getting high, setting high goals, doing everything just pretty high, just, inhuman things like, because there's actually a quote I always have in my mind, which is, if you shoot for the moon and not for the stars, the chances are much higher to hit the stars. But if you just, really shoot for the stars, there's actually no chance you will hit the moon with your shot. But the other way around, it will work. But this way around won't work. And yeah. So, and I always just rethink it with marks in school. If you really want to get that A and you really work for that A, the chances are much higher that you will get a B than if you're just working for that B. Or the chances are much higher that you get a C just if you are working for that C. If you're working for that C, you are doing as much as you think a C is worth it. And if you're not calculating yourself correctly, you will end up doing something better. Not better, but worse, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Develop your new success habits a year. Okay, 99% is a bitch and 100% is a breeze. Yeah, learn more to earn more, which is totally true. If you really want to earn more, then just learn things and or get good at some kind of area that we all need. Maybe like Alexa things that will come in the future, and or artificial intelligence things that will come in the future. Maybe if you like it, you just really get into this metrics and or this just in the stuff right now to be the best in the future. Fuel your success with passion and enthusiasm. This is actually something that's true, and that leads me to the thought and to the saying that you should only be doing what you're passionate about and enthusiastic about. Because if you're doing something you really hate and you really give a shit about, and I was actually telling a great story in the last episode, so check it out. So you should really only be doing something you're enthusiastic or passionate about, because this, yes, will fuel your success and your really willingness to just achieve more in this area. If you're willing to achieve something in the area you are not good at and maybe therefore do not like, then why won't you do this? Because the chances are so low that you will get good at this thing, because you are so fucked up if you're doing it. You just hate doing it. So even though you might get a lot of or a high wage through these jobs, if you're not passionate about them, if you're not enthusiastic about them, please do not do this, because you work actually 1/3 of your life. It's pretty long. And doing something you absolutely hate for this long is just, it's drowning your soul and your body at my point of view. And so you shouldn't do this, really. And please do me the favor and do yourself the favor to not do something you are not passionate about, because it won't work for me, or at my point of view. Just, maybe it will work for you, I don't know, but I think in general, or for the most people, it won't work. But let's see what part 3 is telling us. Part 3 is build your success team. Stay focused on your core genius. Is the 39th point. The 40th point is redefine time, which I'm now really thinking about what they want to say with this. But I don't know. The 41th is build a powerful support team and delegate to them. The 42nd one is just say no, which is actually important. Actually something that contributes to the thought of just only doing something you're passionate and enthusiastic about. If something is really willing you to do something you're not passionate about, and you know that it will harm you, then say no. Just, really being able to say no without feeling bad is something everybody should be able to. And I struggle with it. I really hate saying no. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really hate saying no. That's actually something I have to work on. I always say yes because I'm a yes guy, maybe. But maybe it's actually good. Maybe it's not good. I don't know. The 43rd one is become a leader worth following, which for me is being kind. If you are a boss, if you are a leader, if you are somebody who is working with people, please be kind. Please be kind. I'm not joking about this right now. Please be kind to people. It will make it better for you, because you will earn a lot of more money, because everybody will like you. It's better for the people you're working with, because so your employees, because they will like you more and they will be more passionate about working for you if you're just not an asshole. And the third one is your customers will be much happier and they will actually come again, because they know that you're a nice person and know that everything is fine with you. But if you're just a really pretty fucked up asshole, there is no way that you will actually be having a great business, at my point of view. So if it is with working with people in person. If it's just like, an internet business, internet business, and you're just, only writing with people and you have your assistants who are writing with these people, yeah, you can be an asshole, yeah, but I think in general you should never be an asshole. At my point of view, and this is, I think, actually my legacy, is that I want people to remember me as inhuman kind person, because I just want to be the kind one, just want to be the one you're glad being around with, or you just like, I think this is actually my legacy, and also being successful and so on. But create a network of mentors and others who will up level you. I think this is especially worthful, if this adjective even exists. I don't know. In your early days, so it is maybe good to work for somebody you just admire, because they have what you are willing to achieve, and so you can really use the osmosis part, which is just learning by seeing and then doing and so on, and by working for these people, because you just see them working, you see their employees working, and I think if there's a successful person and the employees just really get the spirit of this successful person, and there are reasons why some people are successful. Yeah. The 35th one, hire a personal coach, which can be pretty important or valuable if you just struggle with something and you do not have the time, but you have the money to get taken care of you by somebody else. Yeah. Mastermind your way to success. Having mastermind groups, which is, I think, just having some people you're talking about with certain things, is just having friends, I guess, just having successful friends and or just friends who are just passionate about the same things is just the same thing at my point of view, or I guess. Yeah. Sorry, a little bit. Yeah. Inquire within. What is inquire? Is inquire just getting more employees? Is it this? I don't know, but I'll head further because I'm a little feared about uh, letting take up too many episodes for this article. Yeah. Where did I stop? So part 4, create successful relationships. The 48th point is be here now, which maybe mean that you should be in the present and not in the past, and so especially not in the past, and maybe not as much in the future as you would like to. Which is, I think, important because you can actually change things in the present, but you can't change things in the future, and you definitely can't change things in the past. You can only change things in the future, so don't get me wrong, by changing something in the present, which then just really goes into the future as a habit or behavior or whatever. Have a heart or heart talk. Heart talk. This one is something I will definitely translate myself. Is it only something like a really really truthful talk with somebody, or just I only know the expression heart to heart talk, but yeah, tell the truth faster. Telling the truth is always good. Speak with impeccability. I don't know what impeccability is, and I hope it's not just what I'm thinking about. What? Speak with, I don't know if I should really support it. What? When in doubt, check it out. Yeah, just if you're unsure about something, Google it or ask somebody, or there are so many ways, especially with the internet thing. Just can Google, and you then can also find people who had the same issue as you were having, and then try their solution for this problem. When in doubt, so I've read that one. Practice uncommon appreciation. And I think and I hope this means what I'm just thinking about now. Uncommon appreciation. Really something that I think nobody's doing this. If you have a little baby, you praise every single fucking step this baby does. If it's the first time shitting in the toilet, if it's the first time ever walking, if it's the first time, I don't know, eating, speaking and so on. And I get why people praise all these things, because it's great to see your little son or little daughter to take these steps. But why aren't you then doing it with other people as well? Why aren't you just praising every single step an adult makes in his job career and so on? Why aren't you doing that? We all should be more, not appreciative, but we all should, just praise people a little bit more, because I think nobody is doing it, and we should do it more, because it lets people feel great. Just if you see someone wearing a great coat, tell them. They will feel like, wow, that person there, I didn't know him, he was a stranger to me, but he liked my coat. And they be like, it will make their day. and you will feel good as well because you know that they feel good now. This is the other side. This is really the other side. Keep your agreements, which is, I think, actually pretty important. If you just say something, actually do it. Yeah. Be a class act. Don't know what this is. See what the time is. The time is 25 minutes. Part 5. I think we go through part 5, and this is actually the end of the summary. No, it's the summary itself. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Part 5. Develop a positive money consciousness. I think, and if it is what they mean, a lot of people think negatively about money. Because they think, money makes you bad, or money makes you, I don't know, greedy or something. Just, it's not a good thing. A lot of people think like this. I actually think like, money is a great thing. You can do so much with money. You can do everything with money. Actually, some sort of, not everything, but quite a lot of things. 57th one is you get what you focus on, which is something I've been talking about in the first episode is, if you just, focus on things, these things will grow. If you're just then focusing on the negative or positive things, depends on yourself. But you have to be sure of or conscious of, if you focus on negative things, the negative things will overwhelm the positive ones. But if you're focusing on the positive things will overwhelm the negative ones. Because you just get them in the spotlight, the positive things. And if you're just, always seeing the positive things, you don't know that there are actually negative things because you are not thinking about them. Which makes sense, yeah. You get what you focus on, pay yourself first. This is something a lot of people talk about and I don't know what that means. Pay yourself first. And always just Google it. Google Investopedia. Okay. Pay yourself first is a phrase popular in personal finance and retirement planning literature that means automatically routing your specified savings contribution from each paycheck at the time it is received, because the savings contributions are automatically routed from each paycheck to investment account. You are paying yourself first. In other words, paying yourself before you begin paying your monthly living expenses and making discretionary secretarianary purchases. Okay, which is, I think, I've been thinking about this one, but I do not see why it is important now. But maybe just tell me in the comments or on any social media post or DM me. Yes. Master the spending game. Spending money is actually something important. I hate spending money, and I think spending money is, but actually something you should be able to do, because to really outsource things and really let the money work for yourself, you really have to spend that money, but really good, but not like just spending it for some piece of shit. To spend more, first make more, which is totally true. Give more to get more. Actually something I've been hearing, or I've been hearing before, that if you are just giving more to charity, you will automatically get more money, because it's just a system. So you give more money, which means that you get more money somehow. It's more or it's better to be explained with love. If you give somebody love, you can definitely expect more love of him. If you give more kindness, you will get more kindness. If you laugh more at somebody, they will laugh at you back. It's the most common thing. If you just laugh randomly on some strangers, they will smile at you back, probably. Not all the time. I really want to be like all the time. Yeah, they just be like, ah. But yeah, find a way to serve. Serving other people is so important, because if you can't serve somebody, or if you can't give somebody any value in terms of business, your business might not be the best one, because yeah, you just have to give something, somebody to actually be worth being a business. Because if you have no value for somebody, what do you have? You have practically nothing, some sort of. So, which means that you should always be giving value to other people, you should always be serving other people. It will make things, also give away free stuff, it will make things in terms of branding so important, or so much faster. And it is important to give away free information, free knowledge, to just brand. Not everything in marketing especially is about selling, but branding, which actually means like, it's actually a quote I've heard from Seth Godin. No, it was actually from Jeff Bezos. It was actually from Jeff Bezos. He was talking like about it like, branding is what people think about you when you go out of the room. Which is, if you just give away a lot of value for free and knowledge and things like that, people will be happy about you and people will just really appreciate you. And that, yeah. And that's actually it for this episode. And I hope you got a really ton out of it. And if there's something you want to say, just comment down below or look in the podcast description or the video description. There should be all the links you need. And for this, I really have to thank you for being with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.